It's Monday morning. I'm out walking the dogs and I don't know, the anxiety's just hit me. I've been up since 4. I had a nightmare about her, so that's how I started today. I couldn't tell you what it's about at this point, but just jolted awake by dreams of somebody you used to be in love with. Kind of sucks. It's all anxiety. I'm grateful for my therapist because at least now I'm sitting here thinking like, why? Why am I anxious? What's changed? What's happening? And what is causing the anxiety today? And it's the fear that she might come into the house today. It's the realization that she is capable of doing what she did. She's that kind of person, and I never thought she was with me. I think those are probably the two biggies. But it manifests everywhere. Like, I love these two dogs, and I'm frustrated this morning. Like, I just don't want to be walking two dogs at once. Like, it feels like more than I can handle. That's terrible. Like, I can walk two dogs, but it manifests, it's just what it feels like right now, and I'll be fine. But, so you take that little bit of anxiety and then you ripple it out across the day, and it's the unpredictability of it all. I don't know if she'll come in. I don't know if I need to protect myself or what. I don't like the uncertain future. My future used to be really good. I used to be really excited about it. And I still think about it and think, God, it could be so great. If only she loved me. I guess I need to give up on that because she is who she is, and we know that. Perhaps against my better judgment, I left the dog at home today because I have the other dog there and I don't want it to get stressed. I think tomorrow I'll make a better setup where I can quarantine the visiting dog, and I will take the dog to work with me tomorrow. I'm definitely anxious today. It's all unknown. I've started writing her a text that I will send in a little bit just saying, I can't do this till school's out. It's too much. I am not going to pretend today was easy because it wasn't. I mean, the work day was good until she started texting me. And I texted her back and I told her I can't deal with this until the end of school. I need to be good for my kids. I can't handle these major decisions. Thinking that she would leave me alone. And I guess that was an error on my part because she texted me more and more. And so kind of mean things and said I was playing games and said that I was that I should just be an adult and stop ghosting her. And even when I explained it in terms of it's not being an adult, I'm doing the best I can. Let me start the car. I say I'm doing the best I can, and she thinks I'm being mean. And I just try and explain it in terms of she knows me. And I am doing the best I can. I'm upset right now because during the school day, she texted me telling me, because I haven't been answering the phone, I don't know that she's going to send the petition or whatever. Like, she's going to start the divorce paperwork in the middle of school. And I've been thinking about it and I know it's coming, but the reality of it just hitting, being like, she's moving forward, she's doing the work. It's really hard to read that text and then answer questions and help people. And then she called me because she wrote what she wrote and I was like, so we're not doing mediation? And she called. So I answered. I'm not going to pretend today was a good day because it really, really wasn't. I spoke with her during school and that was really hard because talking to her is hard all of the time. She wants the key to the place. She wants all those standard things. We agreed to speak this afternoon at about 3:15, so that was fine. I left school and I talked to some people who are very kind and love me, and that was all good. I'd been sent a really interesting email regarding personality types, and it was a really fascinating read about the kind of person I might have been living with for the past 7 years. She called and I took the call, and she was in the car, she was driving, and it had that sort of hollow sound that you have driving in the car, and it was just strange. She said she was driving up to Hillcrest, and I said, are you on 5th? She was like, why do you want to know? And so I just said, I always imagine where you're driving when I talk to you in the car. It's always been that way. And she took issue with that, which was strange. So whatever, not a big deal. And we talked about a lot of things you know, she wants a key to the place, and she would say things like, "You're never gonna give me a key," to which I said, "It's been 2 weeks since we had that conversation. Just because I haven't given you a key in 2 weeks doesn't mean I'm not going to," but she wasn't really listening to me. We talked about not putting her stuff downstairs because it's papers and jewelry, and brought up the thing again about how she planned and executed an affair. She knew she wasn't going to buy a horse in Amsterdam. She knew she had feelings for him, and they went on the trip together anyway. And we got into some of the technicalities of that, like what should she have done when she fell in love with him? To which I responded, "You should have come home. You should have tried to fix your marriage. You should have then ended your marriage, and then you'd be free to do whatever you want with him. That's the way it works. You know, you go to counseling and you try, and you give the other person at least the dignity of having tried." But what she did was just, she took it all away from me. Like, I didn't even have a chance. And she asserted that would have been a waste of, like, my time. That she didn't want to waste my time because it wasn't that kind of thing. It's not the kind of thing you go to therapy for. So what do you do with that? How can I believe that? And she doesn't like that I talked about, she said that that's like my trump card to say she planned an affair. But it is. And several times during the conversation, you know, she would do that reactionary thing where she would say, like, "Did it feel good to say that?" And it's not like I was lashing out. I was just talking as I talk now. I'm just trying to process. And she doesn't talk to me very much. And she would blame me for not answering the phone. But the fact is now, any contact with her is bad for me. It hurts me. It sends me spiraling. And then it happened. She said that when she fell in love with him, she saw a different life. She said she saw a life... She saw a life with a family and with children. She could imagine having a family and having children with him. That was something she could never see with me, that she never wanted with me. What do you do with that? You know, I asked those hypotheticals of why he's so good. He's so good because he makes her think about having a family. And I didn't. I'm the best person in the world. I'm her best friend. I'm her soulmate. And she doesn't like children. She's always said that. She doesn't like children. She doesn't want children. But something about him makes her want to have a family and children. And that destroys me. I can't fight it. She just doesn't... I feel like I want to throw up. I'm sorry. She just doesn't. So she laid that out there. She smacked me with it. And it wasn't kind. It felt mean. And then on the heels of that, she goes back into telling me, so she wants a key to the condo. And I said, "You just tell me you want to have children with another man, and then you come back around and harass me, like, for a key to the condo?" And what she said was, "Oh, is that the trump card you're gonna play now?" And that was the meanest thing she could have said to me. I'm heartbroken and shattered and facing the reality that the love of my life doesn't want a future with me. Can see a future with somebody else, not with me. That I'm not good enough, that I'm less than. And she's gonna accuse me of playing that as a trump card. So mean. So utterly, utterly mean. It might be one of the first times I ever hung up on her. All I said was, "Go to therapy. I'll talk to you some other time." And I hung up. And I'm not going to talk to her anymore. It was just savage. It was cruel. It was unkind. My self-esteem is already pretty shit. I don't even know. Like, I'm just broken. I'm so good for her, but she doesn't see a future with me that way. What is that? She can see having children with him. She can see having babies with him. I was never anti-babies. She was. That was something we could have done together. It would have been amazing. I don't feel good. I'm also in public. Can't very well break down. Well, I guess I could. It doesn't matter. So is it all justified now? If it is, why did she wait so long to tell me that? 10 weeks to the day. She could imagine having children with him. Why did she wait this long? Wouldn't that be sort of a nail in the coffin you could have dealt weeks ago? Why today? Is it because she's not getting her way because this is taking too long? She told me she wants to move up to San Francisco. I think I'm gonna go home. I feel like I'm gonna be sick, and I'm not sure that I'm... Yeah, okay, bye. It is about 1 a.m. and I fell asleep. I just fell asleep on the bed, and then I just woke up and I had to take the dogs out. So now I'm actually gonna go to bed. I'm gonna try. I may have messed up my sleep for the night. I didn't actually get sick earlier. I thought I was. Heartbreak can manifest in different ways. Like earlier on in the breakup process, I was just so upset I would throw up. That was fun. Trying to leave for work and then being like, nope. Today was different. Like a deep and like it hurts a lot. Like on a weird core level. Like I don't know why on a core level. I think the initial hit is a personal one where I feel like I'm not worthy of future planning with. I'm not worthy of having a family with. And what I have to keep remembering is she's not the arbiter of everything. Just our life, which used to be the most important thing to me. It will take work for me to think, I'm good enough for somebody else. I'm good enough to have a family with if that's what we decide. Today was definitely a blow. Today set me back. I'm grateful for all the people I spoke with today who laid kindness on me in gentle ways and in tough love ways, and the people that sent me articles to read about mental disorders. And if you're watching, I think you're right. I totally think you're right. What else could it be, right? No, I didn't think. I learned tonight that she and I are done. Like done. And all her seeming gentleness at times and her controllingness, it's all for her. It's all a control thing. She's not the kind of person that will ever try to fix this. She's not the kind of person that will ever come back. And who she is now, she's not the kind of person I want to be with. She had such an amazing thing for me, and the truth is, given the kind of person she is, she doesn't want it, and she no longer deserves it. I boxed up more of her stuff. Tomorrow I will get everything out, and I will be done.